Nncfl here. We had a lot of upsets this week. We had a lot of interviews, and we're going to also check the incentive list. We are on our bye week, so we really don't have too much to worry about being on our bye week besides recruiting and keeping up with the games for week 10. So we're going to go ahead and check the incentives for week 9 before we get started. So um, let's go ahead and see, do we have any questions? UCLA. Okay, UCLA. All right. UCLA is ineligible. Um, and I took notes of those that did communicate. Arizona State is eligible. He eligible. Um, on vacation. And SMU is eligible. He on vacation as well. Um, Texas Tech. Okay, Texas Tech. Wait a minute. Oh, all right. Texas Tech is eligible. Auburn is already ineligible. So, and he lied to me because he said he was going to try his best to stay in the clear. So it looks like he's going to be in trouble next season. Because once we get towards the end of the season, I mean, it ain't just going to be like, oh, 3 games, you're ineligible. This shit going to roll over to next year. So I highly recommend people to play their game. You're gonna get a full season of being ineligible. Basically, is what I'm saying. So we're in week 9, so over half of the season is done. So if you decide to be ineligible, you be ineligible for the playoffs and next season as well. So we had Alabama and South Carolina. We did interview both of these opponents. This was a very, very good matchup right here. Um, First half, Alabama was very scoreless. They didn't score any points. South Carolina did put up 14 in that first half. Second half, Z did get going with Alabama, scoring 14 unanswered points, but they just couldn't come get over the hump. A lot of it had to do with that 0-0 in the second quarter. I did interview Z the Truth, so let's take a listen to hear what he had to say after the game.
Good afternoon, Stephen A. Yeah, it was a hard fought game. I went 100%, was still hungover, but that's no excuse. We still short play. Me and him played a pretty good game. It was just trying to figure him out. You know, he had a little scheme that it was hard to stop. You know, he was running pretty well. He was moving the ball pretty well. And then on defense, it was just, I was trying to get something going, trying to figure him out. And, you know, we slowed him down a little bit. He slowed us down. Offense, the one that's strong is how I would like to look. But, you know, we tried to fight. I figured he was going to try and hit the field goal. I was trying to keep him out of field goal range, but he fought down there, got it, was in field goal range, and he hit the shot. For the rest of the year, you know, we still going to keep fighting. It ain't over to the fat lady's fame. I ain't heard no fat lady. Yeah, we got 2 losses, but guess what? It's a lot more football to be played.
Very, very true. We're going to take a listen to hear what South Carolina has to say. I agree with Bama. I mean, there's still a lot of football left, for sure. Let's go ahead and keep this thing rolling.
Hey, Stephen A. Thanks for the great question. And yeah, really great win out there. Boys fought really hard. Got to give a lot of credit to the defense. Really kept us in this one. The offense came up clutch. Like you said, no turnovers. Really was able to move the ball. couple of short conversions that we got to clean up next week. But, you see the fans out there in Columbia making it loud, making it hard for them. And, we've been working on that 2-minute drill all year, and it really paid off that last drive. So nothing but proud of the boys and ready to see what we can do and take on this tough SEC. But I really like the group that we got out here. We're young, so we'll make mistakes, but you got to see these guys fight hard. It's the same against LSU. We were down 24-7. There's no give in this team. They keep fighting, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Yeah, so South Carolina played a damn good game. They didn't even turn the ball over in any of this matchup. And then he mentioned playing LSU. He was down against LSU. Can you guys imagine that? And they was able to come back, rally against LSU. Taking a look at the Miami lost again back to back. They lost to Stanford 3-6. The computer is no joke, man. They're no joke. Texas defeat Mississippi State 31-3. Nebraska beats Rutgers 37-3. Then we had user. This was a very, very shocking game right here. Texas A&M, man, I'm not even going to blame Texas A&M. Massey's going to have to figure out how to win games. In the big games, he just don't show up. LSU always continuing to apply pressure in these big matchups, but there's no excuse of why Texas A&M couldn't put up a fight. I mean, 3 turnovers. Turnover battle was 3-1. I did watch this game. LSU gave up a lot of plays. Texas A&M just didn't capitalize. I'm going to say Massive. Massive did not capitalize on the wide open targets. He left a lot of plays out there. Even his fan base was very upset with this loss right here. 1 interception, rushing wise, they ran the ball well, 9.3 average, also 7.6. So you ask yourself, why did you not keep up with this? Why didn't you stick with it? But maybe it's because they got behind. We're going to hear what he had to say along with LSU. On the opposite side, LSU played great. 2 different receivers with a touchdown or more. Nick Anderson and Aaron Anderson, 2 guys that I had in my preview to look out for. Quarterback Garrett Nussmeier was top 7 right now in the passing. And then LSU is top 10 in defense. So, and it showed right here in this matchup. So let's take a listen to hear what LSU had to say, and then we'll take a listen to hear what Massive had to say.
Yeah, it's a dogfight every week in the SEC, and especially against a user like Massive. You're going to have to really be on your best game, especially on offense. He's got a pretty good user, and I was lucky a couple of times to catch him with his safety out of position, so I was able to hit a flat or a corner route for some big gains, either as a release valve or just a guy I saw come open there on the corners. And I know it sounds like I'm like humble bragging or making excuses as to why I'm winning, but it's just really true in Death Valley with that number 1 home field advantage. A lot of things go my way. I got a defensive holding call against him. That probably doesn't happen in College Station. Marcel Reed misses a pass. That probably doesn't happen in College Station. Now, granted, my front 7 were maniacs again. They had Reed wear and tear all game. I think his stats at one point were like minus 12 speed, minus 10 throw power. So my guys were able to put a lot of pressure on him and wear him down. And that's why I think in the second half I was able to pull away, because he was so beat up. He just wasn't quite the quarterback that he usually is. Overall, I would love to win the Natty. I don't think my offensive line where it needs to be, but I go into every game expecting to win, and as long as I don't throw a bunch of INTs, I have a chance in most games. So that's the goal. I still got a really tough user game coming up against Alabama and Oklahoma, so I got to win those 2, see where that puts me in the SEC. Got the SEC championship game potentially if the tiebreakers fall in my favor, and then we'll go from there. But it's just, that's always the goal, win the national championship. But I do have a lot of holes on my offensive line that I don't know if I have the horses for that this year, because I can't just sit back there and wait for things to come open. I got to, pre-read and try to make some throws that aren't always open, and it leads me to a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, so that was LSU right there speaking out about this matchup. He mentioned that they do play Alabama next week, and we'll definitely see how that game goes. We got to also check and see where is that going to be. Is it in Death Valley or is it going to be Nick Saban Field, man? So that's going to be a very good game. Bama did play a great game against South Carolina. So let's take a listen to hear what Massive had to say. Let's see if he have any excuses. Let's just take a listen and see.
Thank you for having me, Stephen A. Smith. But when it really comes down to it, I think when you hammer home a narrative so many times, the narrative becomes true because it's all everybody here. Me dropping the ball in big games, it can become a narrative, but you got to be great to make it to the big games, to drop the big games in the first place. So I feel like there's no shade on my character by you asking these questions, because at the end of the day, shoot, you got to get to where you're getting to go in to do what you got to do. So I keep putting myself in these big game situations because we're a big game organization, and I win a lot of games, and it's just what it is. But speaking on what happened out there today, I feel like, to answer your question, the first question, what would it take for me to get over the hurdle of losing in the big games? I think if one of my subscribers put it to it best. Sometimes I need to just shut the fuck up. Now I know this is YouTube, but you gotta be real. I gotta shut the fuck up and play my game. MLB the show. I mean MLB in the shade, the guy in my chat put it best, eloquently put it. When he started talking on the mic, I knew he was gonna lose because I'm a person that likes to get locked in. I get distracted very easily. I can stay focused on it for so long. That's why I need the Kush. I need the Kush in me. Kush fuel went a little low. I got a little dull play calling. And, I came out first quarter, second quarter, excited, ready to run my game plan. But I think I described at the end of my game, I feel like we came into the game plan hearing all about Mike's defensive line. We hear about how great they are, how many sacks, how many pressure they put on the QB. So we came in with a game plan of stretching out their defensive ends, making them run east to west for screens, wide out runs, passes, things that get them moving early in the game, get them tired. And the plan was to wear them down with screens and east and west, and then run the ball down their throat in the second half and keep them off guard. But second half came, we got down from a couple of bad plays that I think you may have mentioned, a couple of wrong button presses, a couple of wrong reads, things of that nature. I also caught myself in a moment to where I'm just a simple player. Yes, I ran 2 to 3 no huddles. 2 of them were runs. They were big runs, but I just could not bring myself to no huddle again and run their play again because it's 3-play limit around here. I mean, some people may not know the rules, but if you run 3 no huddles, you can't run another no huddle. You can't just no huddle all the way down the field. That's one of the rules we have here in the Sim League. So I just was thinking, I think to answer that question in a shorter term, I have to start getting out of my own head. I cannot engage with my audience while I'm playing a game. I just have to lock in. And I didn't lock in. I felt good in the first half, but when the second half came and I got a little down, I made a couple of bad decisions. I threw that interception. There was a pick six, that fumble. You got to remember, pick six in the end zone, close to the end zone, fumble that was returned for a touchdown as well. We had a lot of ball bounces not going our way. A lot of things didn't happen, but it wasn't EA programming. It wasn't, things of that nature. It was just a lot of things happened bad on the field that we couldn't overcome. And like someone else eloquently put it in the chat, I stopped running my game plan and just started throwing the ball up and running deep route plays and just getting out of my game. Stopped running completely. We had plenty of time. We were down third quarter, 5 minutes left. I didn't have to keep passing like that. We could have opened up the run game. So to answer the question, man, I simply got to look at yourself in the mirror, some situations that were made, and you have to just come next week and be prepared to play again because you're good. And what you do is good. You're talented. You pass, you run, everything you do is talented. You just got to put it together. Don't worry about what's going on in the chat. Don't worry about me looking down to answer people's stuff, And I thank my community for saying things like that, to know that they know me and they know I like to be focused, and I can get unfocused real quickly by communicating with the chat. Not to take nothing against LSU. That is not the reason I lost. I didn't lose because I wasn't focused. I lost because his digital men on the field were better than mine. A couple plays got knocked out. A couple catches we could have had, we didn't. His men were there. Brutal on the quarterback, rushing the quarterback. The quarterback was tired. Came in. Defense didn't make it any better. I wouldn't be surprised if he sat out next week. We'll talk to him about some things, but we also got some locker room schisms. This is an interview that's, devolving a lot of problems. But hey, we're a team where the quarterback's mad because we're not passing them enough, and Ruben Owens is mad that we're not running enough. So it's a conflict of interest between the offense. Things going on in the locker room that other members of the league ain't to worry about. In the Texas A&M organization. And me as a coach, I got to balance it out. You got the quarterback that wants a lot of passing yards. He talking about he gonna leave. You got a running back. This man, we ain't got a lot of running yards, and he gonna leave. You can't make both people happy unless I'm running 300 yards a game and passing 300 yards a game, and I'm breaking SimStat rules. So it is what it is. We conflicted within. The offense is having problems. I think young Dre Grizzly, Stephen A. put the nail in the coffin. Put the nail in the head, basically, or whatever the phrase is that, when it comes down to certain moments, I push the wrong buttons, I make the wrong plays, I make mistakes, and I got to overcome that. But hey, it is what it is. My answer to that is smoke more kush next time. It was an hour and 30 before I smoked. Started overthinking the game too much. I should have just played and did my thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean it to be 6 minutes long. Shit, Drake Greasy can catch clip for clip. But hey, it is what it is, man. It was a tough game. Hats off to LSU. And we hope to see them again in the playoffs. And we hope that they have success so we can see them there. If we make it. Hey, but we're going to keep doing what we do every day and make it happen. Thank you for your time there, Stephen A. Man. We got to get back to doing what we're doing in the office. And we'll see you out there on that field next Saturday.
So that was Texas A&M speaking out about their matchup against LSU. And as he mentioned before, I don't know why I'm saying no data, but as he mentioned before, man, that game there, man, really came down to just overthinking. So I think that they just gonna have to get back to the drawing board, take it 1 week at a time, one possession at a time, and just stay focused, man. I mean, especially with it being the game, one of the games of the week, you have to just definitely be mindful. USC and Washington. Very, very surprised to see USC fall 2 weeks in a row. He had a lot of frustration in this game after this game. I did reach out to him after this game. I saw where he commented that I'm not reporting the right news the right way, but as I said before, man, it's nothing personal. You lose a game, I'm gonna be right at your front door. If LSU lose a game, I'm gonna be right there on the sideline waiting for him to enter the locker room. So it's not personal at all, man. But anyway, let's keep this thing going. Washington was up 28-14 in that first half. They did DC, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that was last game. Yeah, it was last game. But this game, it was 28-14. USC just couldn't get anything going, only scoring one touchdown in the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, they was a no-show. They did win a turnover battle. So let's take a listen to hear what USC had to say. Well, Washington, because usually the losers have a little more to say. Let's take a listen to hear what Washington had to say after the win, and then we'll get to USC.
All right, Stephen, thanks for taking the time to interview me, man. Yeah, we had a big win against USC. Tough team. I think they were attempting to get the run game going. However, they were a little unsuccessful. Our defense really came to play. I think we held them under 200 total offensive yards. 2 of their touchdowns, of course, were due to a pick six thrown by sophomore quarterback Damon Williams Jr. The interceptions, of course, we can't have that. I think the last interview we kind of touched on interception, but Damon has been throwing, I think, about 71% completion on the season, 21 touchdowns. So we're more than ecstatic with the sophomore and how he's been able to lead our offense. Senior running back Jonah Coleman rushed for 152 yards. He currently leads the league or the nation in broken tackles. And then, of course, we have rookie Jordan Washington had an explosive kick return for us. really turned the tides of the game. He had a total of 10 touchdowns on the senior season, with our defense really showing out throughout this game. Senior Zach Dufresne had 2 sacks, and we were able to continue to maintain USC to the end of the game. I think we have 2 more big games on our schedule with UCLA and University of Oregon. So we look to progress and hopefully try to get our ticket to the national playoffs. Thank you.
So that was Washington right there speaking out about this matchup. He's right, man. He's been on the roll. He's definitely been on the roll, and these guys fighting, trying to get to the last dance, get to the playoffs, and hear how much money they playing for, man. I'm excited for them to know how much they playing for. So it's going to be exciting. Let's take a listen to hear what USC had to say.
Bad tackling, drops, poor execution, not enough oomph on defense. Washington, it's a pretty good team. 6-2. I don't know, 5-4-1, 5-1 in the conference. You know, they came into LA and they was ready to play, and that's good. When you're on the road, you're supposed to come into um, your opponent's territory ready to play. And Washington was ready to play. Um, we didn't execute. We didn't execute on offense, defense. Prophet Brown ran back 2 picks for 2 pick sixes, but that wasn't enough. Didn't get any pressure from our front 7. Didn't create more turnovers. 1 fumble we forced got reversed. We couldn't keep their run game in check. Didn't contain their passing. But hey, I mean, it's season 1. You know.
So that was young man team speaking out about this matchup. Frustration. As I said before, I understand. It has to be a challenge to come to the podium after a loss. But like I say, man, it's not personal at all. Unfortunately, we've been playing computer games. Hey, it is what it is. But I definitely love the fact that I'm able to play computer games, man, because I mean, it's just what it is. It's tough out there. Colorado did defeat Utah, barely. So, I mean, it ain't like these are just gimmies. 27-26. Virginia Tech beats, no, Virginia Tech lost to Cal 45-35. Second computer team to win this week. Then we had Ole Miss and Oklahoma. We didn't interview neither one of these guys. Taking a look at the box score, Ole Miss was up 21-7 in the first half, and then in the second half, they did make it a game as far as Oklahoma, 21-17. But that fourth quarter, man, what I've noticed a lot of these games is the fourth quarter that dictates who wins and who doesn't. Oklahoma was scoreless in the fourth quarter. Turnovers was 2-5. I mean, you gave the ball to Ole Miss 5 times, so you basically helped them beat you. And then you got John Mateer, 4 interceptions. They couldn't get anything going rushing wise. Receivers did play decent, but overall, man, you have to give your hats off to Ole Miss finally winning a big game. After some big losses this season. So I'm interested to see if that momentum is going to carry over to next week. Taking a look at TCU. TCU beats West Virginia 31-20. Oregon falls to Wisconsin 26-0. Wow. Third computer team to win against a user. Michigan fell to Michigan State 30-24. So that's 4 computer games um, that where the computer beats the user. UCLA will be ineligible. He's ineligible for the college football. Many games left for guys to just you know pull off. College football top 25 right now. We got Georgia, Clemson, Penn State, Texas, Florida, Kansas State, Notre Dame, LSU, Arizona State, and Nebraska. LSU moved in the top 10. Notre Dame moved in the top 10. Then you got Ohio State, Alabama, Colorado, North Carolina, Florida State, South Carolina, Washington, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, Michigan, SMU, Navy, Duke, and UCF. Duke also has climbed into the top 25. College football playoff bracket, if it was to start today, way too early list, we would have Navy in Florida, Arizona State, LSU, Ohio State, Kansas State, Nebraska, Notre Dame, Texas, Georgia, Penn State, and Clemson would all have the bye weeks for the money pot, man. So it would be nice. This would definitely be a nice start. Obviously, I would like for us to be in that thing as well, but like I said, I do this for the enjoyment, obviously to get in that too. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm just donating. And we had USC. He did have a Player of the Week, Prophet Brown. He did mention that's young man team. Mentioned about Prophet Brown, DB, 8 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 2 TDs. So he definitely showed up. Then you got Darian Williamson. He had 11 receptions, 243 receiving yards, 22.1 average, and 3 receiving TDs. Very good stuff right there. Taking a look at the Heisman Watch right now. This is going to be a longer video. We have a lot to cover in this video. As I see, they have the award watch list as well, and we're going to go through that as well as the bowl projections. I'm sure the Heisman Watch hasn't changed yet. We'll take a look at the. Don't do that to me, EA. Let me bag all the way back. May have to bag all the way back and come back in. But yeah, man, it's going to be very interesting to see how this end of the season stretch goes. Um, as I said before, I highly recommend guys to play their games. Don't get lazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Players of the week, we did that. Okay, so the Heisman Watch still don't want to give it to me. So let's take a look at recruiting if it allows it. Man, may have to start over. Honestly, I'm trying not to do that. I want to give you guys legit content as far as YouTubers. In the top 10, we had Georgia. We got Georgia, Penn State, LSU moved in the top 5. That's scary. Alabama, North Carolina, Florida, Michigan, UCLA, Notre Dame, Washington, Texas A&M, Nebraska, Indiana, Oklahoma, SMU. Top 15 right there. If it don't give me the opportunity to do the Heisman watching award watch list, I'm going to start over. Okay, so here we go. The Heisman Watch right now, we see things definitely have changed. I'm glad to be in here. Nick Harbor has moved up. South Carolina been playing great football, man, as of late. He has just moved in the top 5. Emmett Johnson has also moved up. Then you got Jeremiah Love. He's starting to lose votes. Then you got Kanye Udo moved over Jeremiah Love. Nicholas Singleton has continued to be the leader as well as the Heisman list. Taking a look at the award watch list, Maxwell Award watch list right now, you got Nicholas Singleton in the lead with that. Walter Camp Award, you got Nicholas Singleton in the lead as well. Bear Bryant Cody Award, you got Kansas State head coach, and you got primetime Deion Sanders underneath. Dave Chuck Bednark Award, you would have LSU. Mike Uncle Nagurski Trophy, you would have Harold Perkins Jr. Gaines. Wow. Jim Thorpe Award, I always say that, man. My subscribers get on to me about that. Jim Thorpe Award, you got Caden Jenkins. Doik Walker Award, you got Nicholas Singleton still leading right there. Fred, I'm not even going to try to say that. Uh, you got Nick Harbor leading right there. Lombardi Award will go to TJ Parker as of right now. All of this can change. United's Golden Arm Award, you would have Brandon Lewis. Edge Rusher of the Year would be T.J. Parker, Clemson. Outland Trophy Award would go to Jake Slaughter, Florida. The John Mackey Award right now leading is Luke Hayes, junior tight end. The Browse Award would go to Josh Tate, defensive coordinator. The Dick Butkus Award would go to Will Harold Perkins Jr. again. Kid is a beast. Damn. Remington Trophy Award would go to Jake Slaughter, center. Louis Groza Award would probably go to Kaylee Nuguma from Mission, Texas. The Ray Guy Award would probably go to Declan Dully. And then the Returner of the Year would probably end up going to Ryan Niblett. But we will see how that goes for that. Bold projections, man. Well, we only going on playoffs, so we're not going to look at the bowls until like late into the week. Bowls are not rewarded. It's college football playoffs. Taking a look at the games of the week. Florida and Georgia. Man, we got some monsters this week. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Georgia. I'm gonna still take Georgia. Georgia has shown that they can win big games. I know they will be on the road, but I do feel like that they're gonna get the job done. Penn State and Ohio State, man, oh my goodness, that's gonna be a ball game. I'm gonna go Ohio State with this one. I feel like Ohio State gonna get it done. I think they're gonna come up with a way to stop Nicholas Singleton, if I'm not mistaken, leader of the Heisman race right now. I think they're gonna find a way. Duke and Clemson. Duke been trying their best to want to be on national spotlights, and they've been talking a lot of noise this season. Here's your opportunity: beat Clemson, and I promise you, you will be the first of the headlines. Go on the road and beat Clemson. You definitely will be into the news for sure. That will be a major upset. Top 25, 24th team knock off a number two Clemson football team would be ridiculous. But I'm gonna take Clemson. South Carolina and Ole Miss, man. Ole Miss just they remind me of Texas A&M Master. They just cannot win the big games. I don't know why. He's a good user, but he just can't win the big ones. South Carolina has shown that they can win big ones. They beat LSU. They have beat Alabama. So I'm going to South Carolina with no hesitation. We will see how things go